I want to shift gears because we have an exclusive special interview with a Superman actor from the old Superman franchise, Superman 4 specifically, the guy who played Nuclear Man, Mark Pillow.
Geek Time now brings you a man created from the DNA pulled right out of the Man of Steel, the bad guy from Superman 4. You may know him as Nuclear Man, but he is played by actor Mark Pillow.
All right, Superman fans, get ready to be excited because I'm sitting down here with Mark Pillow, and he was the villain in Superman 4, and you played Nuclear Man. Now, how did you get this role? Because I looked online, and there's a really interesting story here.
There is a bit of a story. I was actually working in Denver at the time, and my agent asked me to come back to L.A., and I didn't know they were even casting this film. I was doing something else at the time. And went over to Cannes Studios, met with Sidney Furie. Within a couple of weeks, I'm in London getting fitted for a superhero costume.
Nice. And you played Nuclear Man.
I played Nuclear Man.
Oh, man, the iconic Nuclear Man.
Right.
So when you got the part where you're like, oh, my God, I'm part of the
Superman
absolutely. Franchise?
I mean, walking around, meeting Gene for the first time, meeting Chris, flying shots. And that's the comics I grew up with, was Superman. So this was just art imitating life. I mean, it was incredible.
Yeah, because Superman, like the Christopher Reeve Superman was the one I grew up with.
Yes.
Were you just like starstruck when you came on the
and
set?
He was as special as you would imagine. My height, 6'4".
Yeah, sounds like bigger than life.
Yes, looked incredible in that costume. So yes. Short answer, yes. Starstruck.
So how was it working with Christopher Reeve?
He was wonderful to work with. He was very helpful, very giving in his time, helping me with the flying shots because it was his fourth movie playing Superman. And fighting on the moon, we worked great collaboration together. So incredible guy.
So how did the scenes go when you're playing them out with Christopher Reeves? Because I'm sure it was such a pleasure working with him, looking back on it now.
With actually getting the scene done or that kind of thing?
Or
anything
complicated that you can remember?
I would say breaking my foot on the moon fight, that kind of threw some complications into it. So I had to work around that for the last week.
What happened there?
We did a stunt where I had to land on a trampoline and so I could get height to come down on him, and I came down hard on my right foot. So sometimes if you look at the film, you'll see me holding my right leg up, which looks like I'm putting my knee into Superman, but it's actually just protecting that foot. So that was a challenge.
Oh, I bet. Like I always loved the outfit that you had. Like when they showed that to you, where you're like, oh, this is great.
It was quite different. And I had this idea, and I had a little picture of something, and within 2 days, they had almost just copied that picture. I mean, the costume looked quite different when I first saw it. It was more long sleeves, all gold. I think I only saw it once, but it might have had the briefs as well. So this is quite a different looking costume.
Yeah, so I know Richard Pryor was in the last one. So was that in your mind too? You're like, oh, I gotta be bigger and better than Richard Pryor.
I kept thinking, I really wanted to give Superman a run for his money on this one. I want him to earn the right to beat me in the end, which of course we knew he would, but to make it as challenging for him as possible.
Now I know you had a few fight scenes with Christopher Reeve as Superman. So how did those go? Did they go smoothly? Was there any bumps in the road? What was the methodology for all that?
I think when you're choreographing fight scenes, there's a certain try not to hurt each other and also a little bit of frustration with some of the scenes, but that's always going to be expected in that type of thing, especially when you've got two hotheads together filming a fight scene.
Because the interplay was pretty flawless. I love you going back and forth in that movie.
Thank you. I enjoyed it. It was a great time.
And I'm sure you probably miss Chris Reeves.
Of course I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, the documentary was very enlightening.
Right, the documentary, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, oh man, it was a while since I've seen that. Were you in that? Did they ask you to be a part of that?
No, I wasn't.
Well, you watched it.
I certainly did.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah. It was sad, but it was a lot of things I didn't know. So it was enlightening to me as well.
Now, after you film your scenes and you see them all edited and you see it up there on the big screen, what's going through your head when you're seeing yourself up there? Like, are you just blown away by it all?
Well, the first time you see yourself up on the big screen, I think it's a little daunting to everyone to see that. But I was happy with how it seemed to turn out between Chris and I, and it seemed like we were true to the character to make Nuclear Man as evil as he possibly could be.
Oh, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, you're being true to the character. Now, did you personally bring anything to the character that wasn't in the script that you felt needed to be part of the character?
I mean, it's amazing to think what you have inside you. So you open up the possibility of just how would I interpret this, and they see some of that anger. That's part of who you are. It's just so that's an extension of Mark in a way, playing that character.
Right. Now, was this a new character? Because I can't remember if it was
new character. Yes.
And I read online too, like you. And correct me if I'm wrong, like you weren't supposed to be like as big as the role that you had. Something happened where I think the main guy got hurt or something like that?
No.
Or?
Well, it was a Nuclear Man #1 first. It was supposed to be kind of a mistake. So and then I was the second one. So that's what it was. It was supposed to be two of us in the end. So that's why the Nuclear Man 2 was a little limited. But actually, we shot quite a few extra scenes that didn't quite make it. So Nuclear Man was certainly a part of the film.
What were some of those scenes?
There's a part. There's a tornado scene. There's a scene where I'm inside this booth, kind of getting almost like a tanning bed, getting light. There's one with Mariel, where there's like a little love interest. So.
Gosh, yeah, I know the feeling. You film all those scenes, and then it just ends up on the cutting room floor.
Yes, certainly.
So when you did end up seeing the final product, and you saw the story take shape in a way that you can't see when you're filming, how was that feeling?
When I first saw the movie, it was the first time, I hadn't seen any screens or anything. So a little bit of confusion for me was, where is Nuclear Man #1? And he was out.
Yeah, okay.
And so it was all about me. So that was a little something I had to come to terms with. This is different. Because all that had happened in post-production.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so was the fans, like, for a few years after, did you just get big fanfare for a while there?
Because when you're part of Superman, there's always a bit of that lingers, certainly. So.
Now, did you do anything after that then?
About 2 years later, I left for Eastern Europe. I was gone for 18 months on a series based on one of Jack London's books. So that was 18 months in Poland, Czechoslovakia, and another year in Russia. And that is where I spent time learning being in front of a camera, and actually with a lot of lines and that kind of thing.
Oh, nice.
So that was an incredible experience also.
Oh, great. Well, Mark, thank you so much for taking your time out to talk with Geek Time. I grew up with this stuff, and it's just a pleasure to finally sit down and talk to you.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Nerd alert. Warning. Geek Time will return after these messages.